price will pay up to the Essential Picks PSN sale. Once again, I've gone through the sale and I found a ton of really cool games that you can save a ton of money on as well. You're welcome. Now don't forget to subscribe because you won't want to miss out on the next sale, or the cool games to play, and you don't want to miss out on saving a ton of money every year either. You're welcome here anytime. Okay, this sale ends on the 29th of March, so that'll be your last day to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up is Control Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2020, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £9.89, which is a pretty good deal. Just be careful which version you buy, as the PS4 version doesn't upgrade to the PS5 version, but if you buy the PS5 version you get the PS4 version included, so if you don't have a PS5 yet, you better get on the PSN store to buy this one. That way you'll get both of them for the same price, which is definitely the best deal. Make sure you pick up that one, as this edition even includes both the DLC story expansions, so you get a huge amount of extra content included for the full version of the game as well, which is really cool. This game is a third-person action adventure where a corrupt presence has invaded the Federal Bureau of Control, and only you have the ability to stop it with your psychic abilities and weaponry. It features a Metroidvania-style map, side missions, ability upgrades, and challenging boss fights. This game got rave reviews when it came out. As it's a brand new franchise, it came out of left field and nobody was expecting it to be as good as it was. It did get into some problems later on though, where they announced that you won't get a free upgrade to the PS5 edition. But hey, I've given you a way to work around that right now, so that's not going to affect you, but people have been burnt in the past. In any case, it's a great game. It includes all of the expansions, and you can get a version that includes the PS5 edition as well. Definitely worth checking out for anyone that likes action games. And hey, if you've never played one of these sorts of games before, then you should look elsewhere because you can get better deals. Although this is a great game, so if you're very tempted, you might want to get it anyway. Our next game is Dirt 5 Year 1 Edition PS4 and PS5. It was released in 2020, so it's 3 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of $22.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and not a bad deal, as this edition includes the Aerial Nomad Tactical, the Audi TT Safari, and the Volkswagen Beetle Rallycross, plus over 12 cars, 60 career events, 3 player sponsors, rewards, liveries, currency, XP boosters, and more. So this version comes with a massive amount of content, which is why it's still a good deal at this price. In this rally game you get to master over 70 routes in 10 global locations, with a story mode that includes Troy Baker and Nolan North, 8 race event types, offline and online multiplayer. There's a ton of things to do in this game, and a lot of content as well. There's not that many rally games around these days, and the ones that are around are ones that have been around a while and are pretty well proven, and this is one of them. If you're into rally games and you want a newer edition, this is a pretty good deal with a ton of content included, and you'll know if you're interested. But if you are, definitely check it out. It's a really good deal. And hey, if you've never played a rally game before, I wouldn't recommend starting here, because there is a good deal, but it's still a bit of money. I'd recommend starting with one of the older games instead, because you can pick them up much cheaper, with a ton of content. It's just that they're a bit older, so the features aren't as good, and obviously the contents are out of date. But hey, they're still great rally games, so if you want somewhere to start, check out one of the older ones. And if you don't want to miss them when they go on sale next, subscribe, and then I'll make sure you don't miss them. We have a racing game next, F122. It was released in 2022, obviously, so it's a year old, and is on an 84% discount for the low price of £9.59, or if you want the PS5 version, £11.19, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it for both of them, and they're a really good deal, especially considering it's not that old. In this game you get to experience the new season with the new rules, all 20 drivers, 10 teams, F1 sprint races, F1 life experience where you get to see what it's like to be a driver, broadcasting options for pit stops for that extra bit of immersion, formation laps, and more, plus an offline and online multiplayer as well. So you're getting a lot of content in this game, and some really cool multiplayer options as well. It's nice to see local split screen. More games should have that. So if you're a fan of Formula 1 and you want one of the newer games, then this one might be for you. As long as you're not looking to pick up the newest one that'll be out soon, this is a really good deal. And hey, if you've never played a Formula 1 game before, then I wouldn't recommend starting with this one. It is a good deal, and it's got some relatively new content in it, but you can pick up some of the older ones much cheaper, which is a much better deal for you if you don't care about how relevant the content is. But if you do want something that's a bit newer, you could always look at this one instead. Either way, if you're interested in Formula 1 games, they're usually pretty good, so they'll be well worth your time if you pick one up. Why not take a look? We have a management sim next, F1 Manager 2022. It was released in 2022 obviously, so it's only a year old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of $14.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a not bad deal. In this game you get to be the boss, picking from a roster of 2022 drivers and staff. You get to impress the board by taking pole position, managing your staff and finances, engineering your perfect race car, planning and executing your race strategy, and competing to be the best of the best. If you're a fan of Formula 1, but you're not a fan of racing games, this game's for you. You get to manage every aspect of your favourite team, and help them win every tournament going. So if you're a fan of Formula 1 and you really like the sound of this, why not check it out? I didn't know this game existed before, and I think it'll be a lot of fun for people that love Formula 1. And hey, if you've never played a Formula 1 management game before, I wouldn't recommend starting with this one, as it's not that cheap, and you can get other Formula 1 games much cheaper, so you might want to look around and pick up one of them instead. And if you don't want to miss out in the future, subscribe, and you'll never miss a good deal again. We have an RPG next, Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force. It was released in 2016, so it's 7 years old, and is on a 70% discount for the price of £4.79, which isn't bad. In this game, long ago, two powerful deities warred until they were sealed away, and now fighters are searching the land, seeking to find their lost weapons. It features 3 storylines, weapon customization, powerful transformations, and multiple endings as well, so there's some good replayability in this game. This may not be one of the big AAA RPG series, but it looks pretty decent, so if you're a fan of these sorts of games, and you've never heard of this one, you might want to look at this one for this price. You might have some fun with it. And hey, if you've never played an RPG before, then this one's pretty cheap, but you can get some AAA games for a little bit more on sale as well, so it's up to you whether you want to wait for one of them or not. But this might be a nice little start for you if you've never played an RPG before, so why not think about it? Next up we have Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 4 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £12.74, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, as this edition includes Far Cry 5 Gold Edition with the Season Pass and Deluxe Pack, and also New Dawn Deluxe Edition with the Deluxe Pack as well. So again, a massive amount of content, and 2 huge AAA games from the Far Cry series, which is a phenomenal deal for anyone that's interested. In these first-person shooters, it's time to be a good American and save Hope County from a cult who are besieging the local community in Far Cry 5, or survive in a vibrant post-apocalyptic Hope County while fighting the ruthless highwaymen in New Dawn. All of the Far Cry games are really good open-world action games, and these are no exception. Number 4 is considered the best, but hey, at this price, if you've played Number 4 and you haven't played these, this is a good opportunity to get all of the content from this release at a pretty decent price. And if you've never played a Far Cry game before, especially an open world one, then I'd recommend you start with one of the older ones or a different series instead, because you can pick them up cheaper than this, and then you can always pick these up later if you enjoy the genre when they're a bit cheaper. So if you're not sure, subscribe, and you'll never miss a good deal again. We have a fighter next, Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2013, so it's 10 years old, and is on a 92% discount for the price of £3.99, which is dirt cheap, and the cheapest I've ever seen it, as this edition includes 6 extra characters of Batgirl, Lobo, Martian Manhunter, Zatanna, General Zod, and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, plus over 30 skins, and 60 Star Lab missions as well. So you get a massive amount of content for this game, which is well worth the money. It's a really good deal. This game is based on the Injustice comic, set in a world where the good guys didn't always win, and the lines of good and evil have blurred. You must now pick your fighter to battle against friend and foe alike to save or doom everyone. There are a lot of fighter games that have franchises attached to them, and they're not great games, and they rely on the franchise to sell them. This isn't one of them. This fighter game is featured in many tournaments, including EVO, so you know it's legit, and it's a really good game. If you're a fan of fighting games and you like Injustice, or just generically DC Comics, you'll really enjoy this game, so why not take a look at it? And hey, if you haven't played a fighter before, this is a really good one with a lot of content included. So if you like Injustice or DC Comics and you've always wanted to try a fighter, why not try this one? It's a really good deal and it's a really good game. LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 Deluxe Edition is our next game. It was released in 2017, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the price of £8.24, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really good deal, especially for a LEGO game, as this includes £11.99 worth of DLC, with 10 extra characters and 6 level packs as well, so you get a fair amount of extra content for your money, which is a really good deal. In this action platformer, you get to play as LEGO versions of your favourite Marvel heroes and villains as you battle across the time-tossed city of Chronopolis. It features a new battle mode and 4-player offline multiplayer as well, so it's a great game to play with kids or friends. The LEGO games are pretty basic action platformers, but they're also pretty fun. If you're a fan of the series and you like Marvel, you might want to pick this one up. And if you've never played a LEGO game before, then I'm not sure I'd recommend this one, because you can pick other ones up much cheaper. So unless you're a huge fan of Marvel, you might want to look at them instead, because they have a load of them, based on a ton of franchises, including Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, and loads more. So take a look around, or subscribe and I'll help you find one in another sale. We have an epic series next, Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It was released in 2021, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £17.99, which is a good deal, and the cheapest I've ever seen it, as this edition includes the whole Mass Effect trilogy, that's all 3 AAA games, including over 40 DLCs, extras, and they're all remastered and optimized for 4K Ultra HD, so you're getting the best versions of the games with all of the content included. There is a massive amount of content in this deal. You'll be playing for weeks. It's phenomenal value. In these games you get to create and customize your own Commander Shepard, the only person who stands between humanity and its greatest ever threat, as you lead your crew across a galaxy in turmoil. It features story choices that affect how the story unfolds, and really makes a difference to your playthrough, making you feel more involved and really care about the decisions you make. You'll have a great time, I promise. This is a legendary RPG series, and if you're a fan of RPGs or sci-fi, or both, you owe it to yourself to play these if you haven't. I love Dragon Age, and this is the sci-fi Dragon Age, by the same people. So if you're as hyped as I am, you've been waiting for this, and I can't wait to pick it up myself at some point. So if you like the sound of this, you should definitely check it out. Action RPG fans will love this series. And if you've never played an RPG series like this before, then this is a fantastic place to start. It's a great series that's well loved and highly praised. The only thing I would say is the price will get cheaper, so if you're not sure yet, you can always wait a while and get it when it's cheaper. So no need to rush, take your time. Our next game is Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Uncharted The Lost Legacy Digital Bundle. It was released in 2021, so it's 2 years old, although the games are a little older than that really, and they're on a 75% discount for the price of £8.74, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, as this bundle includes the 4th game and its story expansion as well. Pretty much the only downside to this bundle is you have to pay to upgrade it for PS5, so if you want them for PS5, you're better off waiting for the other bundle to go on sale instead. These are both third-person adventure games, and in Uncharted 4, it's set years after the 3rd game, when Drake is forced out of retirement when his supposedly dead brother turns up, asking for help to save his life and uncover a fabled pirate treasure. And in The Lost Legacy, Chloe enlists the help of a renowned mercenary to venture into India's Western Ghats to locate the golden tusk of Ganesh before it's stolen by a ruthless warmonger, and both games include 10-player online multiplayer as well, although I'm not sure how active that'll be these days. Uncharted is my favourite PlayStation franchise. I love these games. They're basically a cross between Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider, and they're amazing. If you haven't played them, you should definitely pick up the remastered trilogy. They're on sale semi-regularly, and you'll get a ton of really good games with them. And if you've played them and you haven't played this is the best way to pick it up. Pretty much the only reason you wouldn't look at this bundle is if you want the PS5 version, and if that's the case, you better wait for the Legacy of Thieves collection to come on sale, because that's the only way to get them without paying an extra upgrade charge, which is ridiculous. In any case, if you like action-adventure games, or you're a fan of Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider, definitely check out this game series. You might not want to start with this one, but you'll thank me when you've played this game series, so why not check them out? And hey, if you've never played an Uncharted game before, or an action-adventure game, I would recommend starting with this series, but not with this game. Definitely start with the earlier ones. You won't regret it, you'll have an amazing time and you'll thank me after. So subscribe, and then you won't miss them when they go on sale next. Next up is my star buy, V-Rally 4 Ultimate Edition. It was released in 2018, so it's 5 years old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £3.49. Which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and an absolutely amazing deal, as this edition includes over £30 worth of DLC, including 4 car packs, so you're getting the best version of this game, with a ton of extra content included, which is a really good deal. In this game you get to drive over 50 cars in rally, rallycross, drift, buggy and hill climbing events, all featuring 2-player local co-op and an official guide to the game as well. So you do get an absolutely massive amount of content included with this game. So if you're a fan of racing games, especially rally games, or you've always wanted to try them, this is a great deal to consider, so you should probably take a look at it. And hey, if you've never played a rally game before, or maybe even a racer, you might want to check this out. It's a huge bundle at a really good price. So if you're interested or you've always wanted to try a game like this, you should definitely take a look. Like I said, it's my start buy. Why not check it out? You can't go far wrong with this game. And the final game I have for you is Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 85% discount for the low price of £7.49, which is a really great deal, as this edition includes the Season Pass of 3 DLC story expansions, so again a huge amount of extra content included for the complete version of the game. In this FPS, you've been sent into Nazi-controlled America on a mission to recruit resistance leaders to fight back against the Nazis in iconic American locations. It features an arsenal of awesome guns and new abilities to play with. This reboot of the old school series got a lot of praise when it came out, and the first game and its expansion are amazing, and this one's just as good. So if you like old school shooters with great story and fun gunplay, you'll really enjoy this. And if you've never played a modern shooter with old school gameplay before, then you might want to check out some of the deals because you can get them cheaper than this, including the first game and its expansion. They're often on sale for less than this, so take a look around in that case. And that's all the games I have for the Essential Picks PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones or did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it? Or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your complaints down in the comments and we can talk about it later. Anyway, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you saved a lot of money. I'll see you guys in the next sale. Oil Vower.